All right, guys. So I want to wish you a happy 2017. It is January 1st. And today, what I wanted to do is do a breakdown of some of my favorite Star Wars items that I've got in over the past year in 2016. Not necessarily a top 10 figure list or anything like that, because I didn't do reviews on all of the figures that I got in, because a lot of reviews were already done by a lot of the other toy review channels here on YouTube past that. But I am going to go over some of the figures that I did get in that I really did enjoy and are some of my favorites, honorable mentions, starting with this particular item right here, which is the Tommy Tamaka, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I probably didn't. But this actually came out in the late part of 2015, and it is a Japanese item, not available here in the US. And I purchased this recently back in October. It finally got here a few weeks before Christmas. And I can tell you it's actually one of my favorite items, and that's why it's my honorable mention here. It breaks down into an open Death Star here. All right, guys, so getting a look on the inside, we're starting with the docking bay or the aircraft bay here. Also, you see the laser cannon right there. Here's the control room with R2-D2 and C-3PO. The figures are sold separately for this particular item. Up here is the elevator with a couple of stormtroopers, again, that I purchased separately. That is a compartment where you would store the additional lasers for the cannon that is down below. Up at the top, you have the Emperor and Darth Vader. Darth Vader, again, is sold separately. The Emperor does come with this particular item here. And then, of course, you have your laser. And then here is your trench run with Vader and Luke's X-Wing, the Y, and, of course, the Falcon. The ships you would purchase separately as well for this item. Great item. Absolutely love it. Again, my honorable mention and one of my favorite items for 2016. So we're going to go on to one of my next favorites here. And again, there's no specific order here. There's no top 10. Just some items that I got in over the past year that I really enjoyed and thought that the maker did a really good job on. So we're going to get to that next. And say list. Next up here on my favorite toys for the 2016 year is the Rebel line of models. The latest would be the Rogue One editions, obviously. They range from about $19 retail, on sale probably about 15 bucks. But for the price point, you get a really, really nice toy. They're fully posable, or at least the AT-ACT is fully posable. You can move the legs and do as you please, as I did demonstrate in my review of the item. And then each item comes with some type of sounds and lights. You get lights and sounds. You can position the wings on the U-wing here. That wing's a little tight, but there it is, guys.
Alright guys, so one of my favorite items that I picked up this year is obviously my bucket. And again, I'm sure you guys are seeing plenty of these, and you've seen plenty of reviews on these, and I'm sure you're very aware of the Force speaker, which is located on the back, which is probably the only flaw in this or on this particular item right here.
It's an excellent item, guys. Can be hot as well. little stuffy. But yeah, I absolutely love it, and it's beautiful. Great attention to detail with all of the rivets here, there. You know, again, I don't know if you guys could hear me when I had the bucket on, but the speaker is not the best. And I did see there are a couple of videos out there that can show you how to enhance the speaker so it sounds better. I haven't made those adjustments to mine yet, but I do love it. It's a beautiful piece, and again, it looks wonderful sitting on the shelf. So there is another one of my favorite pieces, and we're gonna move on to the figures. All right, you guys, so we're gonna take a look at some of my favorite 6-inch figures from the past year here. Now, as you can see, there is a Padawan Obi-Wan back there, and there is also Mace Windu back there, excuse me, Windu. Now, obviously those two are not available in the Black Series, at least I don't believe they are, if I'm not mistaken. Those two figures actually happen to be Bandai figures. They are not a part of the Black Series, but they most definitely, as you can see, scale-wise, go with the Black Series figures. And the reason why I picked those up is because, again, they are not available in the Black Series, but they are somewhat compatible with the Black Series. So that's why I picked those two particular figures up. And they are among my favorites of the figures that came out over the past year. So again, we're gonna start with the Death Trooper by the Black Series line by Hasbro. Absolutely outstanding figure. Love the look of this figure, the slender look, the tall look of this figure is absolutely one of my favorites. I had a hard time getting it to stand up when I first got it, but once you get it broken in, it stands fairly nicely. So again, one of my favorite figures of the year. And then of course, ladies most definitely took the forefront, not only in the films for Star Wars this year, but also in the action figures. Sabine from the Star Wars Rebel animated series. They brought us a 6-inch figure for the Black Series line, and she is absolutely outstanding. From the specks of paint on the boots, she is an artist, to the paint that is on her gloves, the detail on her Mandalorian helmet, absolutely wonderful figure. Great detail, especially coming from an animated series, and it fits right along with your live action characters as well. And then again, as I had mentioned, a wonderful year for the ladies, not only in the movies, but in the figures. We have Ahsoka Tano, absolutely outstanding figure. Again, nice combination of soft goods with the plastic goods with this figure. Doesn't hamper the movement too much, the articulation too much with the figure. And then of course, if you watch the Rebel series, you know that they've done an excellent job interpreting the animated version into a figure. So again, a top choice in the Black Series line for me this year. And then of course we have Princess Leia. Now, obviously one of the biggest issues with this figure was the look of the figure. It obviously is not a good representation of Princess Leia, or Carrie Fisher, I should say. But I am very happy to get this figure in, and I'm glad we got this representation of the figure. So I did include it with my favorite figures, not particularly because of the likeness. Obviously the likeness is not that close to Carrie Fisher, but we did get our original New Hope Princess Leia in the Black Series line, so I was thankful for that, especially given the circumstances of her passing. So again, one of my favorites. And then All right, so as promised, we're gonna get a closer look at the Obi-Wan Bandai SH Figuarts version of the Padawan Obi-Wan. He does have two blades. Obviously, one is Qui-Gon's, the other is his green signature blade. I did have an issue with the blade. I actually broke it, the Qui-Gon blade, and so I had to do some Mickey Mouse stuff to get it back together. So if it looks a little bit funny, that's the reason why. I'm actually gonna have to purchase a brand new one, unfortunately, because it is broken and it's not right. And then of course here we have Revan. Again, love this figure. Any of the EU or Legends fans, obviously this is a figure that most of us voted on, so very happy to get him, and we're getting a close-up look at him as well. Again, these are my favorites of the year. And then of course we have my boy, my man, Mace Windu. I absolutely love this figure. Probably one of the best figures of the year. Just a great sculpt, head sculpt of the figure, great likeness. The clothing and everything is just outstanding, down to the boots. The articulation with these figures is outstanding. A bit above the Black Series figures, but again, they are very much compatible scale-wise with your Black Series figures. So again, guys, those are my favorite figures that were released over the 2016 season. And so I hope you guys enjoyed that. And we're gonna get a look at a couple of other Star Wars items that came out over the 2016 year. And we'll be right back. All right, so 2016 saw us get our AT-ACT from Rogue One remote. And now the price point on this particular item started at $300. However, I have seen it for as little as $199. But I can tell you guys, this is a wonderful, wonderful vehicle. Lots of fun, lots of accessories. You get great figures with this particular item. It has the multi-firing cannons, the missiles there. Absolutely love this thing. Get lots of enjoyment out of it. The app is absolutely wonderful. And then of course it has the stop motion feature as well. So great item, one of my favorites for 2016. All right, guys. For those who don't know, I've only been collecting for a very short period of time. However, within that time, I've been able to collect quite a few of the Hot Toys 6-scale figures. As you can see, Han Solo, Princess Leia, Boba Fett. However, I've only been able to collect the original trilogy figures, and I haven't had an opportunity to collect all of the new figures that have come out over the 2016 period, such as Kylo Ren, Phasma, Rey, BB-8. However, I do have those characters on pre-order. But I was able to collect the First Order Trooper as well as Finn. And I can tell you, between the two, Finn is absolutely outstanding. Very poseable, very fun. The First Order Trooper, on the other hand, is very hard to pose, very stiff due to the underbody suit. But guys, those are my favorites of the year. I want to thank you very much for watching the video, and may the Force be with you always.